The battle of the space billionaires is heating up, and that could mean big things for us lowly humans. Let's connect the dots. First, the players. Jeff Bezos has Blue Origin, Richard Branson has Virgin Galactic, and Elon Musk has SpaceX. Yesterday, Blue Origin successfully launched and landed its New Shepard rocket in West Texas. It's designed to take tours into the lower fringes of space and is expected to actually launch its first citizen astronauts later this year. Meanwhile, SpaceX hit a snag recently. A capsule built to fly humans into space was destroyed last month during testing. Thankfully, no one was on board, but the company was rumored to be carrying NASA astronauts to the International Space Station as early as this summer. That timeline is now in question. Both Blue Origin and SpaceX are working with NASA on several projects, everything from launching satellites to those manned missions to ISS. But Virgin Galactic is focused on space tourism. And after a couple of successful test flights and hundreds of tickets already sold, they are poised to take their first paying customers up. So, despite some hiccups, it looks like we are on the verge of a new age in space travel. Connecting the dots, I'm Janelle Paluda for H-Town Rush.